everyone, welcome to Motor Ahead. Today I'm going to be reviewing Royal Enfield Meteor 350. It's a cruiser motorcycle built for highway comfort and meets with daily commute challenges pretty nicely. Meteor 350 is the first bike built on RE's J platform and has replaced the famous Thunderbird and Thunderbird X. Now when I say replace, I mean everything on this bike, every component on this bike is brand new. Everything has been changed, the chassis, the suspension, the tire and whatnot. The overall styling does resemble the Thunderbird but is now much more modern and looks nicer. The brand has used lots of curvy design elements to make it look like a modern cruiser. It's got round halogen head bulbs which looks pretty retro. It's got LED DRLs as well, but I think the whole LED would have been much brighter. The tank size is a little smaller than before. It can only carry 15 liters now. The chassis is much more lighter, 6 kgs lighter than the previous Thunderbird. It's got new alloy wheels, 19-inch in the front and 17 at the rear. 100 section tire in the front and 140 section at the rear. It's got disc brakes as well, ABS, so this does represent a modern cruiser very well. Now, like I said it earlier, this bike was built for a very comfortable long ride and a cruiser it is, so expecting too much performance would not be fair on this motorcycle, so I would go straight away on the comfort. I mean, the handlebars are straight up, the seating position is pretty nice and very laid back, so for hours and hours you will not feel any discomfort. The seat is pretty comfortable as well, although I've heard when it rains it soaks up all the water and it gets pretty hard, so maybe for pillion it might not be as comfortable for very long hours, but as a rider I can't complain. The seat height on the Meteor is 765 mm, so it is pretty comfortable. I can plant both my feet on the ground very comfortably. The handling and the stability on this bike is top notch. It is so agile, it is so light and easy to maneuver. I mean, it's 191 kgs curb weight, much lighter than the previous one like I mentioned. So it is very easy to get in and out of traffic and maneuver through tight spaces as well. You're in India, so be it highways or city commutes, you do need a good ground clearance on the motorcycle. This has 170 mm, and talking about good ground clearance, you do need a good safety package as well. This has ABS, it's got a 300 mm disc in the front and 270 mm disc brake at the rear. I'm surprised that RE is evolving for better safety and security. Although having said that, on bad roads, potholes, big tunnels, everything, this bike still needs a little rework, because even though the suspension is new, it has been reworked, you would still feel a lot of bumps on your back, also because you're sitting on the rear suspension. So that might be a little troublesome for long rides. So now as a tourer, I would have expected the tank capacity to be much more, but still it is 15 liters, which is okay and doable. You can go to Leh Ladakh rides and all, whatever you want. You wouldn't need to refill a lot, and the range would be somewhere around 450 to 500. Also, it depends on your riding style. I generally do not like to comment on the mileage, but since this is a cruiser, you can expect somewhere between 35 to 40. The most essential change that you get is at the heart of the Meteor, that is the J series platform that it has been built on. It's a 349cc single cylinder 4-stroke air-cooled engine, which characteristics long stroke producing smooth tractable power and plenty of bottom end torque. The all-new chassis is stronger, stiffer and more durable and designed for straight line stability, cornering and maneuverability without compromising on comfort. At the corners, the bike just flows so well. It has enough cornering clearance, the tires offer very good grip and the chassis is so well balanced and tuned. I had a huge smile on my face every time I took it out of a corner. The torque delivery is almost flat, making it super easy to ride on the highway and city. The combination of light clutch and smooth gear shifts makes the riding experience more fun and comfortable. The suspension is pretty decent as well. It is handled by the telescopic forks at the front and twin-sided shock absorbers at the back. The new engine does produce great numbers when you look at the spec sheet. I mean 27 Newton meter of torque at 4000 RPM and 20.2 bhp of power at 61,000 RPM. It is pretty great, but when it comes to high speed over 110, the bike does not feel like it wants to be pushed. It wants to stay constant. It enjoys 80 to 90 kilometer best. In cities is where the torque kicks in because it is available early in the rev range. The second and the third gear is when it picks up the best. Another great update on the bike is the semi-automatic digital and analog cluster meter. You can see the speed in analog and rest of the details are here in the digital. Plus, Meteor 350 was the first to get the navigation tripper as well. Now, because this is a cruiser, this was a much needed upgrade. It gets turn-by-turn navigation. You can connect it to your phone via Bluetooth. It has a designated Royal Enfield app which works pretty well. Although when you're on long rides, every time you switch on the bike, you have to start from the beginning in your app. So that might be a little troublesome, but on the highways, we'll make good use of it. There's a slight change on the switches as well. You've got a round dial for your start, which is pretty retro. I like how it looks. Meteor 350 is available in 3 variants, starting from the Fireball, which is available at 2,01,000. Then there is Stellar, and then the top variant Supernova, that is priced at 2,17,000 ex showroom. It is available in 7 stunning colors, starting from Fireball, Fireball Yellow, Red, then Stellar Blue, Red, Black, and Supernova Brown and Blue. Now I'm sure you all must be wondering if the new engine still has that old thumb in it. So decide for yourself. Have a listen. It is still there, I think. Now the speciality of Royal Enfield motorcycles is that you can customize them as much as you want according to your taste, according to your own personality. Royal Enfield has their own customization app called Make It My Own, so you can customize as much as you want. Customize your seats, your silencers, your foot pegs, mirror, windscreen, handlebars, seats and whatnot. So go make your bike reflect your own personality. Royal Enfields are not just famous in India but across the globe, and this one was specially designed to be launched in the global market. Hence the name Meteor and not Thunderbird, also because everything on this motorcycle is brand new. Royal Enfield did not want any confusions there. So when you look at it, long highway cruising, it is extremely comfortable, although I wish it could go a little faster because we would tend to cover more distances in shorter span of time, but the seats are comfortable even for the pillion. Looks very attractive, is at a decent price, so I think it's a good option to buy.